In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the bellow boots on this BMW 550i. It's going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. Now we're going to remove the wheel, use a 17mm socket, take the lug bolts out. And before I take the last one off, I'm just going to hold the wheel on. Take that off, and grab the wheel and slide it off. I'm going to loosen up this jam nut, use a 15/16 wrench or a 24mm. Just loosen that up. That's good right there. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to take this nut off. Take that off. Now you're going to separate the tie rod from the knuckle. If it doesn't come off that easy, you can use a special tie rod tool to pop that off, or a front end tool. Now we're going to count the threads when we take this off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. Write that number down somewhere. I'm just going to use some locking pliers just to hold the inner tie rod from spinning. Use a 24mm socket, take the jam nut off. Take off the pliers. Under here, we're going to take this shield off. Use a Phillips head screwdriver, take these screws out. This one's caged, so it's going to stay with this shield. Just pull that down a little bit, that's fine. Back here on both sides, there's Phillips head screws. We'll take those out. The Phillips head screwdriver. Using an 8mm socket, we're going to take these screws out. Just go around the rest of the panel. And in the front here, there's a couple screws on each side. Use the same 8mm socket. Take that off. Take that one off. Back here, there's a shield right here. You're just gonna have to pull that shield out on both sides. And this panel's gonna come down. We're going to take this clamp off, just use some hose clamp pliers, squeeze that, take that off. I'm using a pick, you need to spread this clamp right here. Just going to hammer it in. Sometimes you can reuse this clamp if it doesn't break. Pop it off. Just spread it with a screwdriver. Pop this off right there. Slide that off. Again, this one's in good shape, so we can reuse that. Otherwise, you can use a wire tie. Using a pick, just get underneath here, just spread this around. Pop that off. Grab the boot and pull it off. Just take a little grease and just on the tie rod right there, just for the boot. That's good. Slide the boot over. And slip it over. Slip it over the rack. There we go. That's good. Take the clamp. Get this lined up. Or you can use a wire tie. Just tighten it up real tight. Just use the special pliers to tighten this clamp. That's good. Just give it a wiggle. That's good. That's tight. Now we'll put the other clamp on. That's good, right there. The jam nut, put that on. Good. I'm going to take the tapered washer. It's going to go on first, then the tie rod, and we're going to count the threads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We wrote down 21. That jam nut down. We'll tighten that later. Take the tie rod, get the stud into the knuckle. And I'll put the nut on. Using the pull jack, just going to put a little bit of pressure under the tie rod just to keep the stud from spinning. That's good. And I'll snug this down. Now we're going to torque this nut to 30 foot-pounds. And then you want to go an additional 90 degrees. That's good. And lower the pull jack. And tighten the jam nut. And if you can get a torque wrench on here, you want to torque that to 37 foot-pounds. That's good. I'm going to take this shield, slide this back in place. And get the screws started. Going over here. Get some of those screws started. Yep. good. Those are all started. And the Phillips head screws. Tighten that one down, and then the opposite side. Snug that down. Now we can tighten all the other ones. And snug those down. Last one over here. Snug that down. And put all these screws in place. And we'll just tighten these down by hand. Just the Phillips head. Now install the wheel. Line it up with the holes. And just take one of the lug bolts, get that started. Snug that down. Get the other one started. Snug those down. Now we're going to torque the lug bolts to 98 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Just go around again, double check.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.